Hello, welcome to the Wild Animal Encounters series. What I wanted to do today is go over a couple stories that I've had, but there's always a lesson to be learned within stories. Now, every woodsman should know, or anybody that goes out into the wild should know what the dangers are. Right from the weather, for your core temperature, as well as the creepy crawlers and the larger predators. So you should know this before you ever go into the wild, to know the dangers that's out there so you can be prepared for them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a story back when I was right around 16 years old. I used to go hunting daily after school. I would go out, I'd hunt rabbit, I'd hunt partridge and such, during hunting season, of course. Now, this one time, I was going across this big field, and right over in this one corner, there was always an apple orchard. When I went up through there, I was pretty well guaranteed to see a partridge in one of these trees. If I was quiet enough, I could catch it in a tree. Otherwise, it would hear me and take off. So I'm slowly creeping up onto this orchard across that field. I get right to the edge and I start walking in. And I'm looking up in the trees. I don't see anything, and it's got to be really quiet. What I've always found with when partridge hunting is you'll not see it. And as soon as you go to make that step, it's gone. You know, I've had that happen to me many times. You're looking around, you don't see it, you go to move, and that's when it takes off and you lose your shot. Well, this here is probably 30 feet long of trees. So I'm looking up in the first ones and such, and I start walking in. All of a sudden I look over there, and there's a big black blob in this tree, about probably 5 feet up, laying in the branch. It was a big black bear. He did not hear me yet, and he's sitting there munching apples. I was probably 30 feet away. And I'm like, whoa. And this is at, like I said, right around 16 years old. And I just slowly step back, making sure I don't crunch any branches as I go. I slowly crept out of there, and him crunching apples and going about his business, he did not hear me. Or I must have been downwind because he did not smell me. So I back out, I get to the field, I lose sight of him, he's up in there. That's when I started hurrying up. I could turn around and I could get out of there. But that right there, even at that young age, I knew what to do. If I would have turned and just bolted, that could have been a totally different situation. So knowing what you're going to face out there is one of the things that you should know, but you also should know how to react. Another time, I was deer hunting. I'm not sure how old I was then, but I was deer hunting, and you have to be 18 and above. I could have been 25, I don't know. But I was way out in the middle of nowhere. I walked in, took me quite a while to walk into this spot. And it's a big clearing. Well, there was some down bushes all around here. So what I did is I was going to set up there, somewhat of a clearing here. The woods were right alongside me on this side. And I put out some scent to mask my scent, and I started rattling. Now around here, you are allowed to hunt until it's almost dark. But usually you want to get out before dark so you can see. So I'm pushing this, and right to the limit, you know, because I hear something crunching through the bushes. And he's not far away. But he didn't come out into, of course, the open area. He's coming through the bushes, which most of the time they will anyhow. They're not going to go into an exposed area. So I hear a couple crunches and stuff, and I'm waiting. I give a little rattle, just gently, and he's coming through. She is coming through, and it sounds like it's a deer. Well, like I said, it's just starting that another 20 minutes, half hour, it's going to be dark. So it's starting to get a little bit dark, and all of a sudden I hear, oh, probably 100 yards or so up over the hill. Well, I'm thinking, okay, well, coyotes are out now. It's starting to get dark. Coyotes are out, no big deal. So I'm waiting and waiting, and about 5 minutes go by. These ones are yapping. All of a sudden over here starts yapping. And now it's starting to, okay, I should leave, otherwise I'm going to be walking in the dark. And it's like, oh, he's right there. He's just on the other side of those bushes. I know he probably seemed like he was, 30 feet away kind of thing. You could almost smell him. He was so close. And I could hear, I'm pretty sure it was a deer. Well, all of a sudden I heard, like I said, coyotes over here, coyotes behind me. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have to leave it. I can't shoot that deer. Even if it stepped out right now, if I shot that deer, good luck trying to get out of here. Me covered in blood from, not skinning it, but gutting it and so on and stuff, and then throwing it over my shoulders and carrying it out through. Good luck with that when you have coyotes starting to surround you. Well, I slowly pack up and I start walking out. It didn't take them long before I could hear them on both sides. I just held my rifle and I just kept going nice and slow and just kept an eye out. I mean, I had a 30-30 lever action with a scope. A dog's running at you. You'll fire at it and such, but I mean, you're only getting one shot. And if you have a dozen of them surround you, you might as well use it as a club. So I'm walking nice and slow, and I can hear them coming, and it starts getting darker and darker. Well, I tell you, I did not rush anymore, because I knew if I would have took off, then they probably would have just engulfed me, took right after me, see me as prey. But they just followed alongside. Now, I hit out to a big field, and I could see my truck parked over in the corner, and I walked out to that, and I was fine. But it was getting pretty dark. Now, right there again, by knowing what to do, it was a scary situation, but it could have been bad if I did not know what to do, and if I would have just took off running when they were closing in. Going nice and slow and making myself not look like prey probably saved my life that day. So that there is a couple more stories. Now, I'm going to also be sharing, like I said before, stories of other people on my channel, so keep an eye out for them. Hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully you may have learned or got a little lesson from this video. Thanks for watching.